Ashleigh Clarke, I'm 21, I've got rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis, it affects all the joints, and in all joints you have cartilage and fluid, and then what happens is your cartilage gets inflamed, which squashes your fluid into your joints, which causes pain. Eventually your cartilage will wear away, so instead of having two bits of cartilage rubbing on each other, you have two bits of bone rubbing on each other, causing them to wear away. I think the only thing I sort of really remember at school was I missed one day when we were in year 6 because I had to go in to have the fluid drained out of my knees. And while I was off that day, I think my teacher told my class, and I'm being treated differently now. But not necessarily treated differently in a bad way, but everyone was just more aware of it and to sort of be careful around me, sort of thing. Second year ended up in a wheelchair, which was quite difficult because then you've got all the people in other years who didn't realise, sort of purposely getting in the way or trying to control the wheelchair when you're going past them, and just generally being aggravating. When I applied on my UCAS form, obviously I had to state that I had my arthritis, so I was sent to occupational health at the General for sort of like fitness test to make sure I was okay. Unfortunately, the doctor I had didn't even know what arthritis was, and he sent a report off to the university and I heard nothing back. I then got a standard thing from UCAS to say, you haven't accepted or denied your place, therefore you cannot be accepted into university, you've got to wait another year. My doctor intervened and wrote to the university as well, so that he thinks that what they'd done was very unfair, to just sort of cast me aside and not even have the decency to say yes or no. He cleared me fit for practice, and I think the university sort of let me in on guilt trip really. Towards the end of my first year though, my medication decided to stop working, so I went through quite a bad patch of not being able to move. None of my medications were working, so we're sort of trying loads and loads of different ones, which in the end did actually mean I was sort of stuck in bed because I was unable to walk. There's been 2 other children's nurses in my family as well, and I just sort of thought one day, well, I've gone through so much rubbish at the hospital and know exactly what it feels like to be a child who's going through things that adults really can't explain to you because they don't know what it's like themselves. And so I thought I'd have that really good advantage of I've been through so much myself, so I'll be able to sort of connect with the patients a lot more because I understand exactly what they're going through. But I suppose the main drugs I have to take, other than the paracetamol, is medication called methotrexate, which is also used in cancer patients. Sort of like a lot of the abuse I sort of get in car parks is sort of like you're faking it or you're not as bad as you make out, and I've had a couple of rows with like use of disabled toilets as well. And people say to you, you just pray to God because he'll help. I don't mind if people have got religious beliefs, but I don't believe in it myself, because my theory is, what could I have done as an 8-year-old to have deserved this? If my consultant tells me not to do things, I go and do them anyway, because you've only got sort of like one chance to do things. I'd rather do things I want to do and suffer in pain for a few days than regret not doing it at all. Because ages ago I'd have thought there's no way I'd have been able to be a nurse, but I've pushed myself to do it. You know, when I get home after 12 hours, everything hurts and I can't move, but it's been worth it because I'm doing a job that I absolutely love.